Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pow number 20, and I'm super excited to be with you guys. As always, we're going to dig down to love the community, then talk about what's happening with SwissBorg Network, with some update regarding the cards, talking about the Protect and Choose our dear CHSB token holder, and talk about the highly anticipated Auto Invest DCA dollars cost average, how to bring the healthy habits in order to bring wealthy manners. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you and hopefully many more to come. You were not expecting that one. Question of the week. Will the Series A stocks we bought be shown in the SP app at a certain point? Yes, it is in the preps. I haven't seen screens so far, so there's still some work to be done. Regarding this, I wanted to shout out to Bank Arab. Some lovely friends work over there and has been able to create a corporate account for us in order to do our capital increase. And for this, I really want to thank Michel and his team for making really a lot of progress and finally being able to open it. If I heard correctly, next Tuesday, the capital increase will have happened because it takes times for essentially all the paperwork to be done. And finally, the capital increase will be done. So 21,270,000 Swiss francs will go to XBorg SA. We'll be fully able to use it in the best way possible as we've promised. So again, many thanks for this. And it's a great update. And yes, Stremp will make it happen. You'll get the shares in the app that won't be tradable, of course, at the first stance, but then we're looking in ways how this could potentially be a way that people could accumulate or essentially be able to essentially sell whatever they need to sell. Community member of the week, talking about really cool people. I had to obviously talk about Gilles. Gilles has been one of our massive borger that has been doing just amazing things. He's the kind of guy you get to see him more and more, and the more you see him, the more you appreciate him, the more you see how his wonderful Swiss Valaisan mindset is able to conquer. Last week at the office, Thursday, we had an event. He came with a lot of other people, which was really fun, and we had a really nice time talking. He knows it all. He's a great person. He has been pretty much of all the different meetups that we have had, always there with a big smile, always there to bring a lot of swag as well, bringing swag to UK and all other places around Europe. So for that, Gilles, thank you so much for whatever you're doing. It's just amazing to have you as a Borger, as a friend, and as a partner. Talking about cool events and cool people, tomorrow there's a meetup in Fribourg thanks to CryptoBill at La Sintra, so please check out over there. On this May 23rd, there's going to be a smart talk about the X Euro. There's going to be a lot of cool people talking about that. I'm pretty sure that Yotso, some of you know, probably not everyone knows, that's based as well in Switzerland. We're talking about the Hero Score. There has be as well a meetup in Valais. Unfortunately, I won't be able to meet that one because I'll be traveling at that time, but it'll be on the May 31st. And then Web3 events will be a big one in EHL. So everyone who's in Suisse Romande, Romandie or elsewhere, will have with Kut, who's a really cool influencer that you probably guys know, has been doing a lot of noise in a good way in this 2-3 years. There's going to be as well Interstellar, a project that me personally I support. It's the same as Bottle Wine Club, and many of you Premium Genesis are fan of this project. Is how to get NFTs into the wine business and how to enjoy both parties. So it's going to be a great event. It's going to happen on Wednesday, June 7th, EHL, and it's going to be a really lovely time to meet all together. And last but not least, the biggest event is obviously we're going to have in Lausanne en français, the 20th of June, our main keynote, and then on 21st, I believe it's going to be in Zurich, and this one will be held in English and a little bit in German, because unfortunately we're not very good at German, and even worse at Swiss German, but some people will be there to translate, so we'll like to have it in English and in German. So hope to see you guys there. next community, no, this is not a community event, but it's an online community event, which is really cool. It's about Brave, XBorg, and SwissBorg. So just here, install the Brave browser. I've been using it for a long time, and there's going to be essentially a really cool hunt, and the hunt will be able to earn bounties, get bounties, $500 up there, and be part of the open world, be part of a way that we could all enjoy together. I personally haven't been there yet because I don't have a PC, but I just gonna get my hands a PC next week only for this. So I will join you guys in the open world of SwissBorg. It's gonna happen on this Friday at 6 o'clock. So looking forward to have some fun. And please post a lot of videos there. Market update, let's talk about the CHSB. The CHSB has not done incredible in the last period, as you can see, and you see that there is quite a strong correlation to Bitcoin and CHSB, where CHSB is red and Bitcoin is purple. What we see that is in the recession part, CHSB has majorly underperformed Bitcoin. However, we've seen that in 2020, with the release of the app and more utilities, we had a negative correlation there, and we saw that we started outperforming Bitcoin quite majorly, right? And then always outperforming it until, let's say, the big bear market, which happened last year. And since that, there was at some moments that we a little bit outperformed Bitcoin. I think so. This was essentially in November when we had the release of the thematics, a lot of different great news. And then eventually we see that there's a big underperformance here. We could see another thing, which is interesting to see, is that this bear market, which went for 2 years essentially, and then the bull market started in 2020, it really happened in 2021. If you can see the charts here, went out the roof, but the bull market did last for 2 years. This is something very important to understand, is that there's different phases of bull markets, but it did start very well actually in 2020, right here, and during COVID essentially. And which I strongly believe this is where we are right now. That's me personally. What we can see here is that we're actually at the same price markets that we are roughly in March 2020, the start of the bull market. Maybe it's just a coincidence, and maybe we're still gonna go through a few months of sideways market, or potentially a trend reversal that's a bear market. But please take in consideration that we are pretty much at these levels right now, which is March 2020, just before the bull market started. If you look at the CHSB annualized, it goes quite well in pair, in average, and it has those crazy spikes, and these crazy spikes are due to when we have like huge fundamental news that come, and maybe a lot of people become premium, and this is really the moments that SwissBorg token goes out of the roof, right? It's very usually accompanied not only about the market, but as well fundamental ideas, fundamental premiums, and utilities that have strong way to bring a lot of value to SwissBorg network. I think so. This is something that's very important, and we've seen that if you look at since all of the last 4 years, the correlation is not that high. It is not that high, especially during the bull markets, and then as the bear markets as well. You see overall that the correlation goes up to 80%. But the average, if you look at it, it's probably something near to 60%. Talking about SwissBorg token, I would like to have a little chapter every day on the SwissBorg token and have some more news. But from this, I'd like to hear from you. What would you like to talk about the SwissBorg token, and make sure that we have, a crowdsourced type of information that could go through the Pow Wow. Product update, removing the cooldown period. I think so. This is something that you all guys have wanted. For the reasons we put is that whenever someone would be able to buy essentially crypto with their credit card or debit card, we had a 45 essentially cooldown period, which means that you're not able to withdraw any of those cryptos that you're purchased in 45 days. We did this for security reasons. Essentially, a lot of people could essentially steal credit cards or debit cards and use this and in order, and then withdraw their crypto and leave the platform. and we'll be in a case of a chargeback, and essentially we'll be losing money. So what we did is that we thought about it a lot. We did a lot of tests the last 6 months, and it happens that we have the lowest of all entire crypto markets. All our competitors have worse than us. So we probably do something very well, and we're not bringing criminals into the SwissBorg platform, which is amazing. So what we said is that, okay, how can we remove this barrier, but while still, making sure that SwissBorg is not going to have that debit charge, right? So what we said is that let's just do things, thanks to our loyal Borgers, let's just base on that. So what it is that going forward, first, what we will have is that if your account is older than 30 days, well, then if you're standard users, there's a cooldown period of 10 days. If you're a premium user, there's no cooldown. And it's as easy as like that. So like that, you'll freely be able to transfer your cryptos if you feel like it. And for the new users, well, they'll have to at least, have some track record with us, which is not that long, right? 30 days in order to benefit from this great way. So please make sure to obviously update the app and to see these correct cooldown tables. You've asked for it, and we have shipped it. I'm extremely excited to let you guys know that Auto Invest is about to happen for a small amount of users, and obviously then we'll deploy it to more and more different users as things goes on. And what I like the most about this is how to build healthy habits in order to become wealthy. And DCA, you all know what it is, dollar cost average, the ability to always be in the market, like eating healthy every day, doing some exercise every day, despite the weather conditions. And this is exactly what it is. It's to be in the game all in all. But in order to do that, you always have to buy and sell, and that's complicated. Here, finally, we came with a solution with the only invest that could exchange anything to anything and have this on a daily, weekly, yearly basis. It's really you to fix what is your how much amount you want to use and then tries the frequency out of it. And this is one of the best way of doing things. It really uses, one of the most important investment strategy of all time. It obviously avoids emotional decisions on the short-term markets. If you just do that on and on, you just don't think about it, you just make it smart. If you believe in SwissBorg, just buy every day some SwissBorg. Believe in Bitcoin, do the same thing. If you believe that if your positions right now are too big, like for example, you have too much Ether and you would like to deliver your Ether into another token, well, every day sell some of your Ether and others. You think that your average price right now is the good one. You bought maybe SwissBorg tokens at $1.20. Is that you still believe in SwissBorg token? Well, then it's the good time probably to be reloading every day. Same with Ether, same with Bitcoin and everything. So I think this is something enables to have really potential high returns for the long run, especially now where essentially valuations are low. It builds as well discipline for it to stick to the long-term game. It gives you the flexibility of just, thinking smart, maybe every month and then changing your way of investing, but automatically. And last but not least, you have control out of something that's your wealth, that the wealth that will enable you to decide, what is good for the planet, what is good for yourself and for your loved ones. So I think Auto Invest is going to be a game changer for you. I've been using it for the last 2 weeks. It's amazing. I really like it. And I'm pretty sure that this will enable you guys to get a better trader, a better investor, and a wealthier and better person. XBorg, guys, as you know, XBorg has been delayed on the app for different reasons. Next week, we hopefully will get it. But I just heard that right today, in just a few minutes, over $500,000 was invested into XBorg. It was quite crazy. I just saw DataX, if I'm not mistaken, tweeting something about that. We'll check it right now, but things are crazy. So yeah, as you can see, 500,000, $500,000 target in 33 minutes is just crazy. The vault will stay open for 2 weeks, $3,000 guaranteed allocation per Prometheus NFT. So I know I have it Prometheus NFT, so I will definitely go to buy some, which is really, really cool. Talking about filled up and great things, the Guardians of CHSB, 790,000 CHSB, and the open session is going to happen on the 19th of May, and the closing of the survey is going to happen on the 28th of May. So, and the snapshot and calculation will happen between the 29th of May to the June 4th, and distribution town hall will happen on the 5th to the 8th of June. And it's always the same. It's going to be about burn, rewards, safety net, and Guardians, we require your help on governance and about the next thematic. So more info to come. Of course, it's not only to decide about what the thematic, but how to really participate in the governance models of how we, SwissBorg, could take a step back, look what's the best, what we love the most, and make sure that all of these beautiful tokens, the next thematics, goes to all our Borgers and to the future Borgers. Chart of the week, there's some nice news regarding the hero score. We have 13,000 people that have been part of it, and essentially that presents 20% of the total AUM that we have at SwissBorg. So it's quite a big number when you think about it. And 50% of referees. So a lot of people that referees are taking part of it. This is really good. In terms of population, there is some people that has been with us for a long time. So that's essentially over 11% of people in the hero score. Less than from 2 to 2 years and a half, it's 40%. So essentially 50% belongs to people that been with us since 2 years or before that, which is really nice to see. But what you see on the other part is that we do have half other people that are here for less than 2 years, and even 15% that have been with us less than 6 months. So this is something that's very interesting. It might be new people into crypto, just people that really like the idea, but we're seeing there is a very nice traction despite the fact that it's still not as obvious, right? So I think so this is something that's very nice. Then we see the split per product, 61% have it in exchange wallets, then the rest is into essentially DeFi, or then essentially into the thematics, but a very small portion of thematics. What we know is that a lot of hero score people are Borgers that have a very big portion of CHSB, 41%, as you can see, BTC as well, that's in the exchange, and then there's a split. Please take into consideration that there's 20% here, right? That is in yield, and there's other things in yield as well. So here we don't say it's only an exchange wallet per se. So this is something very important. And obviously, the fact that CHSB doesn't have a yield yet anymore, but we'll have eventually. Well, that's why there's 41% of that. Still going crazy in terms of number of premium, essentially upgrades and new premium, which is 677, double of what is usually. However, and we're close to 210 million finally in CHSB staked, which is great. But the rest is pretty much the same thing. And we lost some token holders in the app. That is weird here. We lost some token holders. I have to check if this is right or not. And then the price has fell down with the markets, unfortunately, which brings us to the community index, and it's a really bad one, guys. Cast your vote, but it's really, really bad. All-time lows for us this week, 2.3. CHSB doing okay-ish. Volume in the app, okay-ish. Active activity, slightly negative. And the rest is bigger negative. But, there's good times and there's hard times. Next week has to be bigger. Just bring up the muscles, the brain, and the love in order to bring that to the next stage. Beautiful Borgers, definitely not a great score this week for the community index, unfortunately, but so many good things in the pipeline. XBorg just doing world records within minutes, getting up to almost its funding goal of $750,000. Probably going to happen in the next minutes. If not, it will happen, of course, next week. A lot of vaults, a lot of utility with the CHSB being partner, and other things I think so that really gives the best opportunities to people to participate in the first round, non-VC round again for XBorg. auto invest, changing patterns, really bringing healthy habits to become wealthy. Hero Score, getting better ways to bring new people, but as well to retain you, the all-time Borgers that we love so much, and overall the community growing. I think so, even in these times. I had this discussion last Thursday in the office, and trying to think what is the next big move in order to bring a lot of users in these bear market, or in these non-bull markets, put it that way. And I think it's now the time that it's the hardest to convince people to get into crypto, which unfortunately is the best time, right? If you invest right now, probably there's a very strong chances that 1-2 years from now, your experience will be good, right? And from that, you'll get to learn more and more because there's less noise and there's less crazy things going around. We know that 1, 2, 3 years from now, they will probably be resuming a very big bull cycle. And this bull cycle will bring us to euphoria and bring us way up and then potentially down again. But these are not the best times to learn. It's the best times to enjoy, the best times to be smart, to be able to start reducing leverage, to start taking profits and not investing. And now is the time. So think about how we could do this. We had this crazy idea like to have once every 2 weeks different webinars to bring people, how we could do this in different companies, and trying to branch out. If there's a company that you work for, you like us to be there, or we could talk to an association of people regardless of their age, religion, background, color, whatever. I think so this is a great moment to listen and hopefully download the app, get into SwissBorg and become a Borger. So as guys, be wealthy, be healthy, love our CHSB and now our equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.